Our other top story tonight, divers will have to wait until tomorrow to get an SUV out of Lake St. Clair.
That's after a man in his early 20s drove his family's SUV into the lake early this morning in Grosse Pointe Shores. A brave officer jumped into the lake and rescued that driver. Mara McDonald in Grosse Pointe Shores tonight. Mara, OnStar really coming through here with a 911 call alerting them to that accident.
That's right, Jace. They got the call over in the dispatch from OnStar that there was an accident. Here's the deal. Immediately, officers knew that this intersection meant essentially we're at the lake. And what happened here is you have an SUV barreling down the road right into the water. When officers got here, that SUV was sinking. Grosse Pointe Shores officers got to the intersection of Lockmore and Lakeshore, and the SUV was sinking fast. But the driver was out and floating in the icy water. The first officer on the scene hooked himself to the seawall, got in, and got the driver out of the water.
He was alert and conscious with us. Aside from that, I mean, obviously the cold water was a factor. We're not exactly sure of the extent of his injuries, but he was alert and responding to us. He was able to confirm with us that he was the only occupant of the vehicle.
That driver is described by police as a young man in his 20s. That SUV didn't belong to him, but to a family member. What led up to his driving into the water? Well, that's up for investigation right now. And getting that red Envoy out of the water has been a no-go today. The water has been rough all day, and while a tow driver, who is also a diver, was on standby to go in and try and drag this SUV out, the Coast Guard ultimately made the call it wasn't safe. Police believe that SUV is drifting near the seawall, heading towards the yacht club. Back here live, so here is the plan. Tomorrow morning around 8 a.m. you're going to have police as well as specialty tow equipment as well as a tow truck driver who is also a diver back out here again trying to go in and retrieve that SUV from Lake St. Clair. We are live in the shores tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Boy, Mara, the second time we've seen quick thinking officers jump into the water like what you just covered in Trenton last week.
They're on the move, Jace.
All right, Mara, thanks.